Hi, welcome back to Movie Review Mom. So I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews, but today I'm going to do a trailer reaction. I'm waiting for some more screeners from studios to come in. And one of them just sent me this trailer. So I wanted to take a peek at it, give you my reaction, and see if this is something that both of us would like. By the way, if you're a subscriber, and I hope you are, be sure and click on that bell icon and it'll notify you every time that I upload a new movie review or video or a trailer reaction or whatever. And that way you can be in the know of which movies are coming out and when. So the trailer that I'm going to do a reaction for today is called Dara of Jasenovac. Now, before we watch the trailer together, let me read you the synopsis that the studio sent me. Some people are giving this movie some buzz as an Oscar contender for Best International Feature Film. So we shall see. The movie takes place in the 1940s in Croatia. And by the way, I got to go to Croatia for the very first time about 2-3 years ago and just fell in love with the country. The people were friendly and spirited. The countryside itself was gorgeous, and there's so much rich history there. However, the story that's featured in this movie is a very little known story. I had never heard of it even when I was touring the country there. Anyway, the story is about a 10-year-old girl named Dara, and she comes face to face with the horrors of the Holocaust era when she's sent with her mother and siblings to a concentration camp complex known as Jasenovac. And I'd never even heard of that concentration camp. Overseen by vicious emissaries of the fascist Ustasi government, the facility, the only operational death camp during World War II, not created or run by the Germans, is tasked with murdering Serbs, Jews, and Roma people and re-educating the few children deemed worthy of rehabilitation. As unspeakable atrocities unfold all around her, young Dara must summon tremendous courage to protect her infant brother from a terrible fate, to safeguard her own survival, and to plot a precarious path toward freedom. This movie will actually be in select theaters on February 5th, and it is already asking for consideration to be nominated for an Oscar for International Feature Film. Okay, with that introduction, let's watch it. Now, this is obviously not a comedy. This is going to be a very serious, depressing drama, I'm assuming, but educational and probably very powerful. All right, here we go. Subtitles. Some people are not going to be interested in watching a movie with subtitles.
Mene je majka zavjetovala da te čuvam.
Ja te zavjetujem da čuvaš i moju djecu ako se nešto desi.
Uzimaj mi ga! Ne ostavlja tebe se i kako. Niko nas neće razdvojiti. Svega ti se kunem.
Ovo ti je logor smrti. Odavno je Lazane. Ti moraš sve izduvati. Sve da.
awful. It looks like it's going to be really good and powerful and a tearjerker and exhausting to watch, but time well spent if you are a history buff or just want to experience that humanity that was so lacking during World War II. Uh, okay, so subtitles will probably dissuade some people from watching this film. Some people just don't like foreign films and having to read subtitles. And I get it. When I am in the mood to laugh or even just for a good drama and I don't have the energy to read subtitles, I won't watch a foreign film because it takes some energy. But a really good foreign film with subtitles can just suck you in and you forget that you're reading subtitles. One of the best movies I think that did that so well was an Italian movie called Life is Beautiful. And also about the Holocaust, specifically the Italian Jews. Fantastic movie. I highly recommend that one. But back to this one, as I mentioned, I'd been to Croatia, but I didn't know anything about this particular concentration camp. And it's interesting that this one was not built or controlled by the Germans, which makes you wonder, well, why was it built? Maybe we'll learn about that in the movie. I hope so. Now, I'm wondering, I would love for you to comment down below. I'm wondering if you have ever been to a concentration camp, hopefully not as a prisoner, but just toured one. It's a very powerful experience. Many years ago, I was a study abroad student from my university, and we were actually based in Spain attending the University of Salamanca. Long story. But anyway, during part of the experience, we got to travel all over Europe. And I remember being in Germany and after months of traveling, we'd seen a million cathedrals and museums. And, I stopped looking at the daily itinerary because I just knew we were going to see cool stuff. And I just wasn't paying that much attention. So I remember this one day we were in Germany, saw a bunch of museums, cathedrals, and, interesting things. And I remember walking down this dirt road and laughing. It was the summertime. We were all wearing shorts and everybody was just off to see another site of historical importance we didn't know. Anyway, I just remember laughing and skipping and, whatever, hanging out with my friends. And then all of a sudden, it was like an invisible wall just hit us. Everybody stopped. Nobody told us to stop. The leaders, the professors traveling with us didn't say, all right, everybody stop. We're going to talk about what we're seeing here. We just stopped. Everybody felt it. And we looked around and up above this big gate, it said Dachau. And I didn't know what that was. And I remember whispering to one of my classmates, what is this place? And at that point, I think then the professor said, okay, this is Dachau concentration camp. And that was the last thing that he said. We walked in and nobody said a word. And it was kind of a self-guided tour in the beginning where you walk through kind of a little museum with a photo gallery that was just heart-wrenching. And again, there were no words that you could even utter that could explain the feeling that we felt there. And we looked around and saw the museum stuff. And then the tour guide took us through the area where they had the gas chambers, where they buried prisoners that had been killed. And again, there were just no words. I was silent the entire time. I'll just never forget the powerful feelings that were still evident in the air from all of the horrific things that had happened on that piece of land. It was amazing. And the closest I've ever gotten to feeling that actually was at the Holocaust Museum. I think it was in New York City that I saw it. I'm trying to remember if it was Washington, D.C. I think it was New York City. We took our family and we had a full day of fun events and places where we were going to go. And in order to get in quickly, because I heard that there were long lines, they recommended, the tour guides or whatever, recommended you go first thing in the morning. So I thought, okay, we'll go do that first. Then we're going to go see this thing and that thing. And so we did, we got in, no line. And I didn't take into consideration how that experience was going to affect my whole family. You know, I thought, oh, that's just one of the things that we're going to see and do. And we just walked around for hours, just devastated because that museum was so well created. And again, it gave me that same feeling, that pit in your stomach, that just disbelief that this is actually an event that happened, that these horrible things happened to humanity. Anyway, okay, so I think to prepare you to watch this movie, you need to be in the ready, know ahead of time that you're going to be emotionally impacted by this film. I'm assuming. I mean, it looks like that's the type of experience that this film is going to be. It looks like it's going to be great. So we'll see if it gets an Oscar nomination. Probably. Anyway, it's exhausting just even talking about this subject. All right. Looks like I'm going to give it a thumbs up just because it looks like it's going to be handled really well. Okay, enough of that. Thank you so much for taking a few minutes to watch my trailer reaction. And this is coming out just next week. So in select theaters. I don't know when on a video demand option there will be. I haven't seen any release dates for that. So just kind of keep your eyes out if this type of movie appeals to you. All right, that is it for today. I hope you enjoy this movie if you watch it, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye for now.